The discovery. The starship Horizon cut through the inky blackness of space, its sleek hull gleaming under the light of distant stars. Captain Zara Chen stood on the bridge, her dark eyes fixed on the holographic display before her. The ship had been on its deep space exploration mission for 3 years now, pushing the boundaries of human knowledge further into the cosmic frontier. Captain, with picking up an anomalous signal, reported Lieutenant Kai Takeda, his fingers dancing over the sensor controls. It's unlike anything we've encountered before. Zara's eyebrow arched. Source. Unknown, ma'am. It's coming from a region of space we haven't charted yet, about 2 light-years from our current position. Dr. Elara Voss, the ship's gynobiologist, leaned in to examine the readout. Her silver hair, tied back in a neat bun, caught the blue glow of the display. The signal pattern is too regular to be natural. It has to be artificial. Zara felt a familiar tingle of excitement mixed with apprehension. Humanity had yet to make contact with any alien civilizations, despite decades of searching. Could this be the moment they'd all been waiting for? Opinions, people. Do we investigate? Zara asked, looking around at her senior staff. Chief Engineer Raj Patel spoke up, his voice carrying a hint of his Indian heritage. The Horizon can handle it, Captain. We've got the best propulsion system in the fleet. If there's trouble, we can outrun it. Security Chief Marcus Wolf frowned, his scarred face a testament to past encounters with the unknown. It could be a trap. We should proceed with caution. Zara weighed their input, feeling the weight of command on her shoulders. The decision was hers alone. After a moment's consideration, she nodded. Plot a course, Lieutenant Takeda. Let's see what's out there. As the Horizon changed direction, the crew buzzed with excitement and nervousness. For many, this was why they joined the deep space program, the chance to make history, to push beyond the known. Days passed as they traveled towards the signal source. Zara used the time to prepare her crew, running drills and reviewing first contact protocols. The signal grew stronger as they approached, its rhythmic pulses now clearly visible on their instruments. Finally, they arrived. Before them loomed a massive structure, its surface covered in intricate patterns that seemed to shift and change as they watched. It was clearly artificial, but of a design so alien it defied easy comprehension. "My God," whispered Dr. Voss, "it's beautiful." Ray's voice came over the comm. "Captain, the energy readings from that thing are off the charts. Whatever it is, it's incredibly powerful." Zara studied the structure, her mind racing. Any signs of life? Marcus shook his head. "No movement, no transmissions aside from the signal we followed. It appears to be dormant." "Prepare a shuttle," Zara ordered. "I want a closer look." As they approached in the smaller craft, the true scale of the structure became apparent. It dwarfed their ship, stretching for kilometers in every direction. Its surface was covered in what looked like circuitry, but on a massive scale. "It's some kind of computer," Raj said in awe. "But the complexity, it's beyond anything we've ever seen." They found an opening, an airlock of sorts, and docked. Zara led the away team, consisting of herself, Dr. Voss, Raj, and 2 security officers. As they stepped inside, lights flickered to life, responding to their presence. The interior was a maze of corridors and chambers, all lined with the same intricate, shifting patterns they'd seen on the outside. They moved cautiously, their footsteps echoing in the vast space. In the heart of the structure, they found what could only be described as a control room. A holographic display sprang to life as they entered, filling the air with swirling symbols and images. Dr. Voss approached it, her eyes wide with wonder. "It's trying to communicate," she breathed. As if in response, the hologram coalesced into a humanoid shape. It spoke, its voice resonating not through the air, but directly in their minds. "Welcome, children of Earth," it said. "We have waited long for your arrival." Zara stepped forward, her heart pounding. "Who are you?" she asked. "We are the archivists," the being replied. We are the keepers of knowledge, the watchers of civilizations, and you, humanity, are now ready to join the galactic community. The implications of those words hit Zara like a physical force. They weren't alone in the universe. Not only that, but there was a whole galactic community out there, waiting for them. "Why now?" she asked. "Why contact us at this moment?" The holographic being's expression grew grave. "Because the universe faces a threat unlike any before. We have watched your species, studied your resourcefulness, your determination. In you, we see hope." Zara exchanged glances with her team. They had come seeking knowledge, perhaps even first contact. Instead, they found themselves on the brink of a cosmic crisis. "Tell us more," Zara said, her voice steady despite the turmoil of emotions within her. "What is this threat, and how can we help?" As the archivist began to explain, Zara realized that everything was about to change. Humanity's place in the universe, their understanding of reality itself, it would all be transformed by what they learned here. The journey that had brought them to this point suddenly seemed like just the beginning. Whatever challenges lay ahead, Zara knew that humanity would face them with courage, ingenuity, and an unquenchable spirit of exploration. As the archivist's tale unfolded, Zara felt a mix of fear and exhilaration. Humanity was about to take its greatest leap into the unknown, and she and her crew were at the forefront. The adventure was just beginning. First contact. Captain Zara Chen listened intently as the holographic archivist continued its explanation. The control room of the ancient alien structure hummed with energy, the air thick with tension and anticipation. "The threat we face," the archivist said, its voice resonating in their minds, "is known as the Void Eaters. They are entities from beyond the boundaries of our universe, consuming entire galaxies in their wake." Dr. Ilara Voss gasped. "Entire galaxies? How is that even possible?" The archivist's form shifted, displaying a visual representation of swirling galaxies being engulfed by darkness. "The Void Eaters exist in dimensions beyond our comprehension. They feed on the very fabric of space-time, leaving nothing but emptiness behind." Chief Engineer Raj Patel shook his head in disbelief. "And you think we can help against something like that? We've barely left our own solar system." "Your species possesses a unique quality," the archivist replied. "A combination of adaptability, creativity, and determination that sets you apart. We have observed your rapid technological advancement and your ability to overcome seemingly insurmountable odds." Zara stepped forward, her mind racing with the implications. "You've been watching us? For how long?" "Since your first radio transmissions reached space," the archivist answered. "We have monitored your progress, your conflicts, and your triumphs. You have faced extinction-level events and emerged stronger. You have turned your destructive tendencies into a drive for exploration and knowledge." Security Chief Marcus Wolf crossed his arms, skepticism clear on his scarred face. "So, what exactly do you want from us?" The holographic being's expression became solemn. "We need you to join the Galactic Coalition, to bring your unique perspective and problem-solving abilities to bear against this threat. The Void Eaters are approaching, and time is short." Zara felt the weight of responsibility settle on her shoulders. This wasn't just about her crew, or even humanity anymore. The fate of the entire universe hung in the balance. "We'll need to contact Earth," she said. "This decision is bigger than just us." The archivist nodded. "Of course. We can provide you with technology to establish instant communication with your homeworld, regardless of distance." As Raj worked with the archivist to set up the communication link, Zara pulled her senior staff aside. "Thoughts?" she asked, looking at each of them in turn. Dr. Voss spoke first, her eyes shining with excitement. "This is beyond anything we could have imagined, Captain. The scientific knowledge alone, it's staggering." "But can we trust them?" Marcus interjected. "This could all be an elaborate trap." Raj shook his head. "I don't think so. The technology here, it's real, and it's far beyond our capabilities. If they wanted to harm us, they could have done it easily." Zora nodded, considering their input. I agree. I think we need to take this seriously and be prepared to act. The communication link crackled to life, and suddenly they were face to face with the United Earth Council. Zora took a deep breath and began to explain the situation. The next few hours were a whirlwind of explanations, questions, and debates. World leaders argued and scientists theorized, all trying to come to terms with the monumental revelations. Finally, a decision was reached. Humanity would join the Galactic Coalition, with the crew of the Horizon serving as their initial representatives. As the communication ended, Zara turned back to the archivist. We're in. What's our next step? The holographic being's form shifted, displaying a star map. We must journey to the Coalition's central hub. There, you will meet representatives from other species and begin preparations for the coming conflict. As they prepared to leave the ancient structure, integrating some of its technology into the Horizon, Zora couldn't help but feel a mix of excitement and trepidation. They were about to embark on a journey beyond anything humanity had ever experienced. The trip to the Coalition hub took several weeks, even with the enhanced propulsion systems provided by the archivists. During this time, the crew of the Horizon trained relentlessly, absorbing as much information as they could about the galaxy and its inhabitants. Finally, they arrived. The Coalition hub was a massive space station, a gleaming construct of metal and energy fields that dwarfed even the largest human space stations. As they docked, Zara addressed her crew. Remember, we're not just representing the Horizon now. We're representing all of humanity. Let's show the galaxy what we're made of. They stepped off the ship and into a world of wonders. Aliens of all shapes and sizes moved through the station's corridors. Some were vaguely humanoid, others defied easy description. The air was filled with a cacophony of languages, only made understandable by the translation devices they'd been given. A tall, willowy being with iridescent skin approached them. "Welcome, humans," it said, its voice melodious. "I am Zilax, the Coalition's diplomatic liaison. We've been eagerly awaiting your arrival." Zara stepped forward, extending her hand in the human gesture of greeting. "Captain Zara Chen of the Starship Horizon, we're honored to be here." Zilax looked at her hand curiously before mimicking the gesture. "The honor is ours, Captain. Your species' reputation for innovative thinking precedes you. We have high hopes for your contribution to our cause." As Zilax led them through the station, explaining its functions and introducing them to other species, Zara couldn't help but feel a sense of pride. Despite being newcomers to the galactic stage, they were being treated as valued allies. Their tour ended in a vast chamber where representatives from dozens of species were gathered. A hush fell over the room as the humans entered. A being that seemed to be made of pure energy floated forward. "Welcome, children of Earth," it said, its voice resonating with power. "I am Xor, current leader of the Coalition. We have much to discuss and little time. The Void Eaters approach, and we must be ready." As Xor began to outline the dire situation facing the galaxy, Zara exchanged glances with her crew. They had come seeking knowledge and exploration, but found themselves thrust into a war for the very existence of the universe. Yet, as she looked around at the assembled aliens, saw their determination and hope, Zara felt a surge of confidence. Humanity had faced extinction before and survived. They had overcome divisions and reached for the stars. Now, they would bring that same spirit to bear against this cosmic threat. The greatest challenge in human history lay ahead, but Zara knew they were ready. It was time for humanity to show the galaxy what they were truly capable of. As the briefing continued, plans were made and alliances formed. The crew of the Horizon found themselves at the center of it all, their unique perspectives and ideas already beginning to influence coalition strategies. The journey that had begun with a mysterious signal had led them here, to the threshold of a conflict that would determine the fate of all existence. And humanity, the newcomers, the underdogs, were ready to play their part. The next chapter of their adventure was about to begin, and the entire universe would never be the same. The Coalition. The days following their arrival at the Coalition hub were a whirlwind of activity for Captain Zara Chen and her crew. They found themselves immersed in a crash course on galactic politics, advanced technologies, and the nature of the Void Eater's threat. Zara stood before a holographic display, studying the latest intelligence reports. The Void Eater's advance was relentless, consuming star systems at an alarming rate. She felt a chill run down her spine as she watched entire galaxies blink out of existence. "It's hard to comprehend, isn't it?" a voice said behind her. Zara turned to seek Saw, the energy being who led the Coalition. "The scale of it all," Zara agreed, nodding. "It makes our own struggles on Earth seem so insignificant." Saw's form pulsed gently. "And yet, it is precisely those struggles that have prepared your species for this moment. Your history of overcoming adversity, of uniting in the face of global threats, these experiences are invaluable." Zara smiled wryly. "I'm not sure everyone back home would agree that we've united." "Unity does not mean uniformity, Captain," Saw said. "It is your diversity, your conflicting viewpoints and approaches, that make you strong. Many species in the Coalition achieved unity through homogeneity. Humanity's fractious nature, while sometimes problematic, breeds innovation." Their conversation was interrupted by the arrival of Dr. Elara Voss, her eyes bright with excitement. "Captain, you need to see this," she said, gesturing for Zara to follow. They made their way to one of the Coalition's advanced laboratories, where Raj Kurtel was working alongside aliens of various species. The air crackled with energy, both literal and metaphorical. "We've had a breakthrough," Raj explained, his hands moving animatedly as he spoke. "We've been working on a way to detect the Void Eaters before they fully manifest in our dimension. It's based on a combination of our quantum entanglement theories and Zalixian phase shift technology." Zara listened intently as Raj and his alien colleagues explained the technical details. She didn't understand all of it, but she grasped enough to realize the significance. This could give them a crucial early warning system. "Excellent work," she said, feeling a surge of pride in her crew. "How soon can we implement this?" One of the alien scientists, a serpentine being named Shala, answered. "We can begin installing the detection grid within solar cycles. However, we've encountered a problem with the power requirements." Reg nodded. "The energy needed to maintain the grid across galactic distances is enormous. We're working on solutions, but we need time," Zara finished. She turned to Xor. "What's our status on the defensive front?" Xor's form dimmed slightly. "We're holding, but barely. Each encounter with the Void Eaters costs us dearly. We need a way to strike back, not just defend." An idea began to form in Zara's mind. What if we could lure them into a trap? If we can detect them early, maybe we can choose the battlefield. The lab fell silent as everyone considered the implications. It was Shala who spoke first, their forked tongue flicking excitedly. "It could work. We could set up a false target, something that would appear irresistible to the Void Eaters." "But what could possibly attract entities that consume entire galaxies?" Dr. Voss asked. Zara thought back to her studies of human history, of the strategies used in Earth's great conflicts. What about a honeypot? Not just a target, but a trap disguised as a vulnerability. The next few hours were spent in intense discussion, with ideas flying back and forth. Humans and aliens alike contributed, building on each other's suggestions. It was a perfect example of what made the Coalition strong, the combined knowledge and creativity of multiple species working in harmony. As the plan took shape, Zara couldn't help but feel a sense of hope. They were no longer just reacting to the Void Eaters' attacks. For the first time, they had a chance to take the initiative. The following weeks were a flurry of activity. The detection grid was constructed, stretching across vast swaths of space. Meanwhile, work began on the trap, a massive construct that would appear to the Void Eaters as a rich feeding ground, but was in fact a weapon of unimaginable power. Throughout it all, the crew of the Horizon found themselves at the center of coalition efforts. Their fresh perspectives and unconventional ideas continually pushed the boundaries of what was thought possible. Marcus Wolf, initially the most skeptical of the group, had found his niche coordinating coalition security forces. His experience with human military tactics proved surprisingly effective against the Void Eaters' chaotic assaults. Dr. Voss had thrown herself into xenobiology studies, her research on the few organic remnants left behind by the Void Eaters, providing crucial insights into their nature. And Raj had become something of a legend among the Coalition's engineers. His ability to improvise solutions and combine technologies in unexpected ways had led to numerous breakthroughs. As for Zara, she found herself increasingly called upon to participate in strategic planning sessions with coalition leadership. Her blend of caution and daring, honed by years of deep space exploration, brought a unique perspective to their deliberations. One evening, as Zara stood watching the construction of the trap through a viewport, she felt a presence beside her. It was Zilax, the diplomatic liaison who had first welcomed them to the coalition hub. "Your people continue to impress us," Zilax said, that iridescent skin shimmering in the starlight. There were those who doubted the wisdom of including such a young species in our efforts. They no longer doubt. Zara nodded, feeling a complex mix of pride and humility. "We're just doing what we can to survive, same as everyone else." Zilax made a sound that might have been a laugh. "Perhaps, but you do it with such flair, such unpredictability. It gives us all hope." As they stood there, watching the monumental construction project unfold, Zara felt the weight of responsibility on her shoulders. They were no longer just representing humanity. They were fighting for the survival of all life in the universe. The plan was risky. There were no guarantees of success. But as she looked around at the diverse beings working together, at the incredible technologies they were creating, Zara felt a surge of determination. Humanity had come a long way from its first tentative steps into space. Now they stood shoulder to shoulder, or whatever passed for shoulders, with ancient advanced civilizations, ready to face a threat beyond imagination. The Void Eaters were coming, but the Coalition, with humanity's help, would be ready for them. As the trap neared completion, tension began to mount. The next phase of their plan would be the most dangerous yet. They would need to attract the attention of the Void Eaters to spring their trap at just the right moment. Zara knew that the coming days would test them all to their limits. But as she looked at her crew, at the allies they had made among the stars, she felt ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The greatest battle in the history of the universe was about to begin, and humanity was ready to play its part. The journey. The Coalition's massive trap, codenamed Pandora's Box, hung in the void of space, a testament to the combined ingenuity of a dozen species. Captain Zara Chen stood on the bridge of the Horizon, now upgraded with the latest Coalition technology, as they prepare for the most dangerous mission of their lives. "All systems are go," Captain Raj reported from his station, his fingers dancing over holographic controls. "The bait is active and broadcasting on all frequencies." Zara nodded, her face set in grim determination. "All right, people, this is it. We're the lure. Our job is to make the Void Eaters think we're vulnerable, to draw them into Pandora's box. It's going to be a bumpy ride." The plan was audacious. The Horizon, along with ships from other Coalition species, would act as bait, appearing to flee from the Void Eaters and leading them straight into the trap. It was dangerous, requiring split-second timing and nerves of steel. As they set out, leaving the relative safety of Coalition space, Zara couldn't help but reflect on how far they'd come. What had started as a routine exploration mission had turned into a fight for the survival of the entire universe. And humanity, the newcomers, were now key players in this cosmic drama. Days passed in tense anticipation as they journeyed deeper into the danger zone. The crew worked tirelessly, fine-tuning systems and running drills. Every moment could be the one where they encountered the enemy. It was Dr. Voss who first noticed the anomaly. "Captain," she called out, her voice tight with tension. "I'm picking up distortions in the quantum foam. It matches the Void Eater's signature." Zara felt her heart rate spike. "This is it, people. Battle stations." The view screen lit up with a sight that defied description. It was as if a piece of reality itself was being torn away, revealing a darkness so profound it hurt to look at it. The Void Eaters had arrived. "Evasive maneuvers," Zara ordered. "Make it look good, but keep them on our tail." The horizon danced through space, seemingly fleeing in terror, but always keeping just ahead of the cosmic horrors pursuing them. Around them, other coalition ships engaged in similar maneuvers, all part of the elaborate deception. As they raced towards Pandora's box, the strain began to show. Coalition ships fell to the Void Eaters' assaults, their crews sacrificing themselves to maintain the illusion. "We've lost the Zelixian cruiser Starfire," Marcus reported grimly. "Galileo and Hawking are taking heavy damage." Zara gritted her teeth. Every loss was a tragedy, but they had to press on. The fate of the universe hung in the balance. As they approached the trap, a new complication arose. "Captain," Raj called out, his voice urgent. "I'm detecting a spatial anomaly ahead. It's not on any of our charts." Zara frowned. "This wasn't part of the plan. Can we go around it?" Raj shook his head. "Negative. It's directly in our path to Pandora's box. We'd lose too much time trying to circumvent it." A decision had to be made, and quickly. Go through the unknown anomaly, risking unforeseen dangers, or try to find another way and potentially lose their chance to spring the trap. Zara took a deep breath. This was why humanity had been brought into the coalition, for moments like these, when unconventional thinking was needed. "We're going through," she announced. "Reg, divert all available power to the shields. Dr. Voss, I want continuous scans of that anomaly. Marcus, be ready for anything." As they plunged into the spatial distortion, reality seemed to warp around them. The ship groaned under the strain, alarms blaring as systems were pushed to their limits. And then suddenly, they were through, but not where they expected to be. The stars around them had changed, and Pandora's box was nowhere in sight. "Where are we?" Zara demanded. Dr. Voss's eyes widened as she studied her readings. "Captain, if these readings are correct, we're in another galaxy. The anomaly was some kind of natural wormhole." The implications were staggering. They had traveled further in moments than any coalition ship had ever gone before, but they had also potentially doomed their mission and the entire universe along with it. As the crew grappled with their new reality, a transmission came through. It was garbled and distorted, but unmistakably from a sentient source. "Greetings, travelers. We have been expecting you." Zara exchanged shocked glances with her crew. They had come seeking to lure in the Void Eaters, but instead had made first contact with an entirely new civilization, one that somehow knew of their arrival. As the mysterious beings explained, Zara and her crew learned of an ancient prophecy, one that spoke of travelers from another galaxy arriving in their hour of need. These beings, calling themselves the Luminae, had technologies and understandings that even the Coalition had never dreamed of. And they too were fighting the Void Eaters. In that moment, Zara realized that their apparent mistake might have been the greatest stroke of luck in the history of the universe. They had found powerful allies, ones who might tip the balance in the war against cosmic annihilation. But first, they needed to find a way back to their own galaxy, to warn the Coalition and bring news of these new allies. And they needed to do it quickly, before the Void Eaters realized the deception and changed their plans. As the Horizon prepared for another perilous journey, this time with the help of their new Luminae allies, Zara felt a renewed sense of hope. They had come seeking to save the universe, and against all odds they might have found the key to doing just that. The next phase of their journey was about to begin, and with it, a new chapter in the story of humanity's role in the cosmos. The universe, it seemed, was full of surprises, and humanity was proving more than equal to the challenge. The battle and the aftermath. The Horizon, accompanied by a fleet of sleek Luminae vessels, emerged from the wormhole back into their home galaxy. Captain Zara Chen felt a mix of relief and tension as familiar star patterns filled the view screen. They had made it back, but the real challenge was just beginning. "Status report," Zara commanded, her voice steady despite the adrenaline coursing through her veins. Raider's fingers flew over his console. "All systems operational, Captain. The Lumine upgrades are holding steady. We're picking up Coalition transmissions. It's chaos out there." Dr. Voss looked up from her station, her face pale. "The Void Eaters have begun their assault on Pandora's box. They didn't fall for our trap." Zara's mind raced. The plan had gone awry, but they weren't out of options yet. "Open a channel to Coalition Command. Priority Alpha." The screen flickered to life, showing the haggard face of Thor, the Coalition leader. "Captain Chen, we feared you were lost. The Void Eaters." "We know," Zara interrupted, "but we've brought help. Patch me through to all Coalition forces." As Thor complied, Zara took a deep breath. This was the moment that would define not just humanity's place in the galaxy, but the fate of all life as they knew it. "Attention all Coalition forces," she began, her voice ringing with determination. "This is Captain Zara Chen of the Earth ship Horizon. We've made contact with a new ally, the Lumine. They have the knowledge and technology to turn the tide of this war, but we need to buy them time." She paused, letting her words sink in. "I know you're tired. I know you're scared. But right now, we're all that stands between life and oblivion. Human history is filled with moments like these, where against all odds, we stood our ground. Today, we stand not just for humanity, but for all life in the universe. Today, we make our stand." As Zara's rallying cry echoed across Coalition communications, a renewed sense of hope spread through the beleaguered forces. The Horizon, along with its Lumine escorts, plunged into the fray. The battle that ensued was unlike anything the universe had ever seen. Coalition ships, emboldened by the arrival of the Horizon and the promise of new allies, fought with renewed vigor. The Lumine vessels unleashed technologies that seemed to defy the laws of physics, their weapons tearing holes in the very fabric of spacetime. Aboard the Horizon, Zara and her crew were at the heart of the action. Raj worked miracles with the ship's systems, integrating Lumine tech on the fly to keep them one step ahead of the Void Eaters' attacks. Dr. Voss's insights into Void Eater biology, combined with Lumine knowledge, led to the development of targeted weapons that could actually harm the cosmic horrors. Marcus coordinated with Coalition forces, his tactical acumen proving invaluable in the chaotic melee. His ability to adapt human military strategies to the three-dimensional battlefield of space kept the Coalition fleet moving like a well-oiled machine. But the Void Eaters were relentless. For every victory the Coalition achieved, the cosmic devourers seemed to grow stronger, adapting to their tactics with terrifying speed. "Captain," Raj called out, his voice strained. "The Lumine say they're ready to deploy their primary weapon, but they need us to clear a path to the heart of the Void Eater swarm." Zara's eyes narrowed. This was it, their one shot at ending this war once and for all. "All hands, brace for impact. We're going in." The Horizon plunged into the seething mass of Void Eaters, its shields straining under the assault. Around them, Coalition ships formed a protective wedge, sacrificing themselves to keep the path clear. As they neared the center of the swarm, a massive Void Eater, larger than any they'd encountered before, materialized before them. This was the Prime, the guiding intelligence behind the cosmic invasion. "Now," Zara shouted. A beam of pure energy lanced out from the lead Lumine ship, striking the Void Eater Prime. For a moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then, reality itself seemed to twist and warp. The Prime began to implode, dragging its lesser brethren with it. The Coalition ships scrambled to escape the growing vortex of destruction. "Get us out of here, Raj," Zara ordered. The Horizon's engines screamed as Raj pushed them beyond their limits. They shot out of the collapsing swarm of Void Eaters, riding the shockwave of the explosion. As the dust settled and the remnants of the Void Eaters faded from sensors, a stunned silence fell over the Coalition fleet. They had done it. They had won. The celebrations that followed were unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. Species that had been bitter enemies found themselves embracing, united by their shared survival. The Luminae were welcomed into the Coalition with open arms, their knowledge and technology promising a new era of peace and prosperity. But for the crew of the Horizon, the victory was bittersweet. They had lost friends and colleagues in the battle, and the scars of war would not fade quickly. In the days that followed, as the Coalition began the long process of rebuilding, Zara found herself standing before the United Earth Council once again. This time, however, she was not alone. Representatives from every Coalition species, including the Luminae, stood with her. Captain Chen, the Council President, began, her voice solemn. "You and your crew have done more than save humanity. You've saved the entire universe. How can we possibly repay such a debt?" Zara looked at her crew, then at the assembled aliens, beings she now counted as friends and allies. "There's no debt to repay," she said. "We did what anyone would have done. What humanity has always done when faced with impossible odds. We adapted, we fought, and we survived." She paused, considering her next words carefully. "But if you're asking what we do next, I have a suggestion. The universe is vast, and we've only scratched the surface. There are more wonders out there, more challenges to face, and now we have friends to face them with." The Council President nodded, a smile spreading across her face. "Are you proposing a joint exploration initiative, Captain?" "I am," Zara confirmed. "Humanity has proven its worth to the galactic community. Now it's time for us to take our place among the stars, not just as survivors, but as explorers and peacekeepers." The proposal was met with enthusiastic approval, not just from the Earth Council, but from the Coalition representatives as well. Plans were quickly drawn up for a new fleet of exploration vessels crewed by mixed-species teams, with the Horizon and its crew at the forefront. As the meeting concluded, Zara found herself approached by Xor and the Luminae leader, a being of pure light named Astra. "You continue to surprise us, Captain Chen," Xor said, its energy form pulsing with what Zara had come to recognize as amusement. Most species would be content to rest on their laurels after such a victory. Astra's melodious voice chimed in. "But not humanity, it seems. Your drive to explore, to push boundaries, it is most impressive." Zara smiled. "It's who we are," she said simply. "We've never been good at sitting still. There's always another horizon to chase." As she left the council chambers, Zara found her crew waiting for her. They didn't need to ask how the meeting had gone. They could see it in her eyes. "So, Captain," Raj said with a grin, "where to next?" Zara looked at each of them in turn, Raj, Dr. Voss, Marcus, and all the others who had been through this incredible journey with her. They had started as a simple exploration crew and ended up saving the universe. But in her heart, Zara knew that their greatest adventures were still to come. "Everywhere," she said, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "We're going everywhere." In the months and years that followed, humanity took its place as a key member of the galactic community. The lessons learned during the Void Eater War, of cooperation, of thinking outside the box, of never giving up even in the face of cosmic horrors, became the foundation of a new era of exploration and diplomacy. The Horizon, now famous throughout the Coalition, led the charge. With its human crew working alongside aliens of all species, it became a symbol of what could be achieved when diverse minds came together. They mapped uncharted sectors of space, made first contact with new civilizations, and helped to spread the ideals of the Coalition across the galaxy. And always, they kept pushing further, driven by that uniquely human blend of curiosity and determination. There were challenges, of course. Old prejudices died hard, and not every species was as welcoming as the Coalition. The remnants of the Void Eaters, while no longer an existential threat, still posed dangers in the far reaches of space. and the vastness of the universe held mysteries that continually challenged their understanding of reality itself. But with each challenge, humanity proved its worth anew. Their adaptability, their creativity, their sheer stubborn refusal to give up. These qualities, once seen as primitive by some older species, were now recognized as invaluable assets in the ongoing exploration of the cosmos. Dr. Voss's work in xenobiology revolutionized the field, leading to breakthroughs in medicine that benefited all coalition species. Rage's engineering innovations, combining human ingenuity with alien technologies, pushed the boundaries of what was thought possible in space travel, and Marcus's tactical insights formed the basis of a new, multi-species peacekeeping force that helped to maintain stability in the ever-expanding coalition. As for Captain Zara Chen, she became a legend not just on Earth, but throughout coalition space. Her leadership during the Void Eater War and her subsequent role in fostering interspecies cooperation made her a symbol of humanity's potential. Years later, as the Horizon prepared to embark on a mission to explore a newly discovered galaxy, Zara stood on the bridge, looking out at the stars. The ship had changed over the years, upgraded with technologies she could scarcely have imagined when she first took command. Her crew, once solely human, now included members of a dozen different species. As she gave the order to engage the new quantum drive, a product of human, Luminae, and Xylexian collaboration, Zara reflected on the journey that had brought them to this point. From a simple exploration mission to saving the universe, from newcomers on the galactic stage to respected leaders in the coalition, it had been a wild ride. But as the stars streaked past and the horizon plunged into the unknown, Zara knew that the greatest adventures still lay ahead. Humanity had taken its great blind leap into the cosmic unknown, and had not only survived but thrived. The universe, vast and mysterious as it was, had better watch out. Humanity was coming, bringing with them their unique blend of curiosity, determination, and hope. And they were ready for whatever wonders, or challenges, awaited them among the stars. As the horizon disappeared into the quantum tunnel, carrying its mixed crew of humans and aliens towards new adventures, it left behind a galaxy forever changed by humanity's greatest blind leap. The legacy of their courage, their innovation, and their unwavering spirit would continue to shape the destiny of countless civilizations for eons to come. And somewhere out there, in the vast expanse of the cosmos, new horizons awaited, promising discoveries beyond imagination. For humanity and their allies, the journey was just beginning. The end, or perhaps just a new beginning.